Welcome to Who Yelling Now, Season 2, Episode 9. We are they dehumanized. Copyright Mackenzie. For entertainment purposes only. My friends, if you have been paying attention, in the Garden of Evil, we said villains are not ghosts. They are not clowns in masks. They are not beasts from another world. They are human. Humans who lost their way. But now the question sharpens. If villains are human, then who raised them? Who crowned them? Who gave them the language of power, the thrones of glory, the applause of nations? It is too easy to say they. Too easy to imagine handlers in shadows, a faceless cabal, a power that is separate from us. But truth is sharper than comfort. The truth is this: we are they. We are the makers of idols, the worshipers of wealth, the sellers of silence. We point outward with trembling hands, but the mirror points back without mercy. And so, Episode 9 begins, not in the palace, but in the mirror. We looked at villains as if they were ghosts, as if evil was born somewhere that we cannot find, as if clowns danced on puppet strings and demons wore human skin. But we learned as we explored this season that the ghost behind the clown was us. The villains was not a monster. The villain was made by us, forged by hunger, by grief, by lies repeated until they felt like truth. And we asked, why does resistance falter? Because when we called them beasts, those who followed them heard, is hearing only insults. They do not hear warning. They do not hear love. They close their eyes tighter to the truth. So we tried simplifying the language. We stripped away the ivory tower words. We said plainly, villains are humans, but humans who have lost touch with humanity. That is the garden we walked through, a garden where seeds of pain, neglect, miseducation grow into poisonous fruit. But now we must stop staring at the fruit. We must ask, who planted these seeds? Who watered them? Who harvested them, packaged them, sold them with bright smiles and banner of glory? It is easy to say they did it. They are the handlers. They are the powerful. They are the ones pulling the strings. But the truth is harder. The truth is sharper. The truth, again I say, we are the they, the them, the it, the hidden shadow, We are they dehumanized. We are the crowd that crowns villains. We are the buyers of those lies, the cheerleaders of their wealth, the chorus that chant more, 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 until they forgot they were ever human. And so do we. They did not fall from the sky. They were not dropped here from another world. They were raised on our streets, nursed by our culture, clothed in our applause. They are us, and we are them. Dehumanized, not because they lost humanity alone, but because we surrendered ours in worship. Poem 1. They. We spoke of them like shadows, like demons who fell from another planet, like a class of monsters separated from us. But look closer. Their hands are our hands. Their accents are our accents. Their hunger is our hunger. Fed too long, fed too well, fed without restraint. They were never aliens. They were always neighbors, born from the same soil, raised in the same schools, dreaming the same poisonous dream. They are us. We are they. So hopefully by now you understand what I'm trying to share here, friends. In season 1, I asked you to look in the mirror. In season 2, I'm taking you through the garden of evil. And we're going to take a while with the villains, the so-called villains. And now with episode 9, I'm trying desperately for you to see us, they, and them. Poem 2. The Mirror Villain. We call them corrupt. We call them greedy. We call them soulless. But when the mirror is clean, we saw our own reflection in their smirk. For what is corruption but desire unchallenged? What is greed but our applause for success? What is soullessness but the silence we offered when money spoke louder than mercy? The villain in the glass is not only them. It's us, watching, cheering, choosing not to turn away. But if they were never aliens, if they were born among us, then what makes them different? Look in the mirror and you will see. Poem 3. The Idol Factory. We point at their palaces, their jets, their stages, their crowns. We say they live too high above us. But who built the ladder? Who bought the ticket? Clicked the link, shared the slogan, lined up for the show? We are the factory, and fame is our assembly line. We stamp their names in gold and now act surprised that they wear it like gods. Every idol is forged by worshipers. We are they. And once we see ourselves in their smirk, we We must ask, how did they rise so high? Who gave them the stage, the microphone, the crown? The answer is the factory. Poem 4, Dehumanized. We whispered, they are monsters. They have no heart. They have no soul. But monsters are made when humanity is stripped away. And who stripped it? We did. We demanded they be larger than life, harder than pain, untouchable, invincible. And so they shed their humanity to fit our vision. They're not gods. They're not demons. They're human, but dehumanized by our own hands. Friends, idols cannot stay human. We demand too much of them. We strip their skin. We sharpen their image until what remains is no longer flesh, but something hollow. Then the ones that run away screaming, trying to gain their humanity back, clutching at who they used to remember themselves as, we criticize. Poem 5, The Glorification Disease. We name it success. We name it ambition. We name it winning. But beneath those names lurks a sickness. Every cheer for the billionaire, every chant for the strong man, every sermon for the celebrity is another injection of poison. We gave them our disease. We taught them to crave more, and they obeyed until power consumed them whole. The glorification was ours. The disease was ours. They only carried it to its natural end. And in watching the process of them carrying the disease that we inflicted on them, again, we criticize. And once hollow, and they became the carrier for sickness, not an infection they invented, but one we cheered and forced into their veins and into their mental health. Who are we? We are they. We are them. Poem 6, The Blood on Our Hands. We say, they spilled blood. They broke nations. They crushed the weak. True. But whose hands opened the door? Whose voices voted? Whose wallets filled their coffers? Whose silence cleared the path? Every tyrant walks on carpets woven by the crowd. Every cage rattles with the echoes of our indifference. The blood stains their hands, but the fingerprints are ours too. And so the sickness spreads. They act they wound, they kill, and we wash our hands, pretending we were only bystanders. But blood is stubborn. It does not wash off so easily. Poem 7. The we, they collapse. For too long, we kept the line sharp. They, there. We, here. But the wall is made of mirrors. And when it shatters, their faces and ours collapse into one reflection. They are not a species apart. They are the sum of our applause, the product of our choices, the echo of our silence. There is no they, there is only we, and we have much to answer for. So here is a truth we run from. There is no courtroom with villains in chains and us sitting innocent in the pews. The walls have already cracked. Their faces and ours are tangled together. It has been so since the dawn of humanity. Poem 8. The Reckoning. So, let the mirror stand. Let it be draped again. We are the they dehumanized, the ones who crowned villains and called them kings, the ones who sold our humanity for a glimpse of theirs. But if we made them, we can unmake them. If we raise them, we can lay them down. If we handed them power, we can reclaim it. This is not their reckoning. This is ours. And when we face it, only when we name it, will the cycle break. Perhaps enlightenment will be on its way. If there is no they, only we, then the reckoning cannot be theirs alone, obviously. It must be ours. It begins not in the palace. My sinners, friends, villains, heroes, mom, pop, little brother, big sister. It begins in the mirror. To name the cycle is one thing. To end it is another. And so we must ask the hardest question yet. What now? Now that we kind of have understanding of who we, they, them are, what is the way forward? Poem 10. The possible solution. We break the silence. We break the cycle. When we stop carving each other into categories, heroes, villains, victims, puppets, sinners, saints, they, them. These are the cages we built. We end it by refusing the cages, by naming one another human first, before the crown, before the chain, before the title etched in history's ink. We end it when success is not measured in wealth, but in mercy. When power is not applause, but accountability. When greatness is not dominance, but the ability to remain human in a world begging us to be monsters. The cycle cracks when we choose differently, when we see the mirror and we do not flinch and do not lie. We are them. We are they. We are the ones who made this world. And so we are the ones who can remake it. The human mental disease. This disease does not start with one tyrant. It did not start with one nation. It did not start with one throne. It began in the smallest of ways. The whisper of them, the murmur of they, never the confession of you or the courage of us. That is the human mental disease, the sickness of division, the reflection to exile and exit and point at someone else for blame. To some distant other. But every they we create is born from a broken we. Every them we curse is carved out of our own reflection. We call them villains. We call them innocents. We draw the line. But the line is a lie. There is no they. There is no them. There is only us. We are the human race, the human species among all the other species on this planet. And the mirror we keep turning away from, the cure begins when the mirror is faced, when we no longer whisper, they did this, but confessed we allowed this. We will be better when we no longer cry, they ruined us, but declared we can heal us. Until then, the disease spreads. Until then, heroes and villains will keep changing costumes. Until then, the yell must not stop. This has been episode 9. This is Who Yelling Now? And still, the yell is not finished. See you in the next episode.